This conference will now be recorded.
Hello all, good morning. Welcome back. Today we are going to cover Kubernetes GUI, a GUI console, how it would be. Also, we cover some troubleshooting part. One more troubleshooting session, one more troubleshooting activity we perform today. I'll give you overview, 3-4 types of troubleshootings, and I'll explain you, and we'll exclude some comments also. First, I'll show you first GUI, Kubernetes GUI. Right? After that, we'll work on troubleshooting part. So today we are going to complete Kubernetes. So still we have in project we'll go deep dive again. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen online, guys? Everyone, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. So Kubernetes GUI. Okay, so I open Google Cloud platform, Google Cloud console. In that, I'll show you. So Kubernetes GUI is everywhere same. It is same in AWS, in Azure, in GCP. Everywhere it is same. Okay, I open Google Cloud. In that, I'll show you. What is GUI console and how to create cluster. Also, I'll show you quickly. It will not take much time. Okay. Let us open console.cloud.google.com. Once we complete all the tools, we'll discuss about this Google Cloud. Once complete all the tools, once complete our Terraform also, okay, then we'll discuss about Google Cloud Platform. So this is GCP console. Yeah, console.cloud.google.com is the URL. Okay, fine. So this is a Google Cloud Platform. Now, so when we discuss about Google Cloud, we'll go deep dive about this platform. Now we discuss about Kubernetes. In this, how to create Kubernetes cluster, I'll show you. Okay. So this is the navigation menu. 3 lines are there, right? So this is navigation menu. Click on this. Go down here. Kubernetes engine, right? So this is the Kubernetes engine. Go to Kubernetes engine. Click on clusters. Okay. Open these clusters. Yeah. Currently we don't have any clusters available here, right? So we don't have clusters. So clusters, if you click on clusters, it will show you what our clusters are available. Currently not there. So workloads means if you want to create any deployments, you can work from this workloads. GUI also you can deploy the applications. Okay. And service and ingress means inbound traffic. If you want to enable ingress, you can enable here. Applications, whatever applications we are using, if you click on that, so applications you will get. So here we have marketplace. You can select from marketplace. You can deploy some applications like Jenkins. Even Jenkins also you can deploy on Kubernetes pod. Okay. Next, configuration. Configuration means so it is a Kubernetes cluster configurations. Okay, so you can check from here. Next, storage, Kubernetes storage. So this is the storage. If you want to create any storage, you can create storage from here. Persistent volumes, you can say persistent volumes. Also, we have storage classes. So you can create storage classes also, right? So object browser. So this is a container package and application. Yeah. Deploy edge. Okay, fine. So migrate to container. Migrations. So this is migration. So for example, you want to migrate something from your on-premises to cloud, okay, or else container to container, different regions to different regions. You can use this migrate to containers. Okay, and the config management. Yeah, config management is so configuration, again configuration management. Okay, so these are the tabs available inside of the GUI. This is Kubernetes GUI, Kubernetes engine. So in GCP we'll call it as GKE, Google Cloud Google Kubernetes engine, right? So now, so I want to create cluster here. GKE, Google Kubernetes engine, I want to create cluster. Okay, how to create cluster? Click on clusters, create cluster, Kubernetes cluster, create on this, click on this. Standard or autopilot. What is this? Autopilot means automatically updates will be installed. If you select this, standard means manually we can install. Click on configure. Once we click on this, see here, it is showing cluster name. It is asking you to give cluster name. By default, it is taking cluster 1. Location type, zonal or regional. Whatever you want to select, you can select. Zone, by default, it is taking US Central C. This is the zone. Okay. And the control pane version. What is this? So here also it is showing static version, release channel. Static, always we check static. Okay. In real consoles, we check, we select release. Means automatically updates will take automatically. So when you select static, it will not ask any, it will not take any automatic updates. And also static version, this is the default version. Okay. So control pin version, cluster version. Okay. By default, it is taking default version. You can select default one only. Okay. So after that, default pool, one pool is there here, left side. Click on this pool. See here, pool name, default pool. Node version is, this is the node version. Size of the nodes, one master, 2 nodes, right? So in console, KubeADM, in AWS, the same we created, right? Here also it is showing number of nodes, 3 nodes. One is master, 2 are node. If you want to increase, you can increase 5 nodes, 10 nodes, like that. Like this, you can increase. Okay. By default, it is showing 3 nodes. You can select 3 nodes only. See here, enable auto scaling and specify node locations. If you want to select anything, you can select. But this is additional charge of apply. In real time, we enable automatically, but here we don't enable. Next one is enable auto upgrade and also enable auto repair, right? So by default, it is selected. You can keep this as this. Yeah, search upgrade. Okay, maximum search 1, maximum unavailable 0, right? So you can keep the same as default values. And the next one is nodes. Whatever nodes we created, that will show you here. See here, nodes details. In nodes, whatever operating system you want to create, that you can select here. Whatever operating system. This Devakar? Okay. First time I'm seeing, right? Yeah. Fine. So whatever we are using the operating system, that we can select here. Okay. So image type, default image is container optimized OS with containerized. So you can select this default one, or else you can customize whatever operating system you want to use. Ubuntu with Docker, Ubuntu with containerized, Windows long-term serving. Okay. So Windows semi-annual channel, different things are. Okay. So whatever you want to select that operating system inside of the nodes, you can select. So by default, it is selected. Default one, you can select this. You can keep this default one. Next, go down here. Series, whatever series, mission series you want to use. Okay. That series you can select here. Mission series means T2 micro, T2 nano, we have, right, in AWS. The same way here also E2 series, N1 series, N2 series, like different series are there. The GCP cloud. దాంట్లో how to create cluster, geo ఎలా ఉంటుందని చూస్తాం. Kubernetes geo. Okay. Fine. So by default it is selected E2 series. So I'll keep this E2 series. Next one, go down here. In E2 series, machine type is E2 medium, 2 virtual CPUs, 4 GB RAM, right? So standard core, 1 core, 4 GB RAM is available. and boot disk type, standard persistent disk. This is primary disk, and the boot disk size 100 GB. If you want to customize, you can customize to 30 GB something. Okay, so go down here. Yeah, these are the important things. See here, maximum pods per node. It will support 110 pods. Okay, right. Next one is security. Security means node security. It will allow some traffic. Okay, if you want to allow default access, I'm giving here by default. Allow full access to all cloud APIs. Set access for each API, right? So yeah, different things are available. If you want to customize anything, you can customize. By default, it is selected. Allow default access. Right. Next one, metadata. So metadata here, if you want to add any labels, you can add node tenants. Okay. If you want to add anything, you can add here key value, GKE, instance metadata, you can add. Right. After that, cluster automation. Click on this. So see here, enable notifications, enable vertical pod auto scaling, enable node auto provisioning. So these are auto scalings, automations. Okay. So when you select this, normally in real console, enterprise level, we use this. Okay. So this is our test lab, right? So don't enable this. Next one is networking, cluster networking. See here, network type, network name is default network we are using, and node subnet is default we are using, right? So public cluster, this is public cluster, not private cluster. Advanced networking options, enable VPC, native traffic routing. Native traffic and ఏంటండి? Native అంటే ఏంటి? Native cloud అంటే ఏంటి? Different clouds it will support. Native traffic అంటే different traffics it will support. Okay. Kubernetes is a native cloud basically. Kubernetes will support any cloud. So alage ikkada it will support native traffic, right? Native traffic means different traffics. It will not stop everything. Okay. If you want to restrict that, you can restrict. Next one is enable data plane. Okay. So these are all advanced features. Okay. Don't need to check this. Even though once you create the cluster also, you can edit that. If you want to edit, you can edit. Okay, next one, security, again, cluster security. So if you want to customize the security, so here enable confidential GK nodes, you can enable, so different things available here. So legacy security options also you can enable, right? So metadata, labels you can add, features, extra features if you want to add, other features you can add, right? So once you select all these things, select static, right? Yeah. Once you check all these things, you can click on create cluster. Click on create cluster. Cluster will be created. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to create cluster. See here, number of nodes, 3 nodes available, total CPUs. It will show you once it is created. Total memory size, notifications, labels. Labels, we haven't given labels. Once it is created, cluster is created, it will show you all the details. GCP లో మనం GI వాడొచ్చు, CLI వాడొచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ GI నుంచి కూడా CLI కనెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. I'll show you. Okay, shell ఉంటుంది, cloud shell అన్నమాట. That we can use. AWS లో కూడా మనం EKS అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది సర్వీస్, అది ఎనేబుల్ చేయొచ్చు. EKS సర్వీస్ అంటే ఎలాస్టిక్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ సర్వీస్ అని ఉంటుంది, అది ఎనేబుల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ అక్కడ అది GI వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ GCP లో GKE అని ఉంటుంది, Azure లో AKE అని ఉంటుంది, Azure Kubernetes Engine అని ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ఎక్కడైనా మీరు యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, మనకి ఇక్కడ మనం క్యూబేడియం వాడాం కదా కమాండ్ లైన్, అది ప్రొడక్షన్ లో వాడతాం. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది కంపెనీస్ అదే యూజ్ చేస్తారు. సో కొన్ని కంపెనీస్ ఇలా కూడా యూజ్ చేస్తారు. సమ్ కంపెనీస్ దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ GUI ఆల్సో. దట్ ఈస్ వై ఐఎమ్ షోయింగ్ GUI ఆల్సో. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఇన్ CLI, The same activities you can perform here also. All the activities, deployments, okay. So everything we can perform here. I just give you overview while working on GCP. You go again, okay. Project, we'll work on one project, Kubernetes project. By the time we'll go deep. It's taking some time to create cluster. So it is a bit slow compared with AWS. GCP is a bit slow. Okay. So normally in AWS, when you create anything, it will create quickly. But GCP, Azure, bit slow compared with AWS. Cluster is created. So once cluster is created, if you click on this cluster, click on open this cluster. See here, total size 3. Okay, cluster name we gave cluster 1 is a location type zonal. So this is the zone name. Go down here. So these are the details we provided, right? Maximum pod size, pods we can create this much of pods. Pod address range, this is the range, right? Service address range, this is the range. Security, we haven't given the security details here, right? Fine. So nodes, if you check nodes, click on these nodes. These are the nodes available. These are the 3 nodes available, right? So one is master, 2 are worker nodes. Storage. So we haven't create, yeah. So some default one we use, right? We haven't specified anything. Logs. So whenever you perform any activities, these are the logs. Normally in GUI, we check the logs from here, cluster logs. Whatever issues happen, so we can go through these logs and we can identify that issue, right? Next one. So once we create this cluster, if you want to connect cluster through G-Cloud, G-Cloud means shell, console interface will be there. Now, if you want to connect this cluster, here we have 3 dots, actions. Click on this, connect. Click on connect. Click on this. It will show you one G-Cloud command. Copy this, run in Cloud Shell. Click on this. Now shell is opening. Enter. So this command is taken here. Enter this. Authorized. Click on authorize. Now this is open. This is the G-Cloud means shell. Some interface to check your cloud. Right? Here you can execute commands. Okay. kubectl get nodes. See here, these are the nodes. The same way, all the commands, get pods, can troubleshoot, describe pods, deploy. Deploy also same commands. Okay, whatever commands we use in KubeDL, same commands. Okay, yeah. And one more thing. Basically, this is one way to connect your cluster. Another way, GUI also can use. Using GUI also you can deploy some applications. Okay, how to deploy the applications? I'll show you. For example, I want to deploy Nginx application using GUI. I don't want to use any commands. Only GUI I want to use. To deploy Nginx application, yeah, click on workloads, deploy, click on deploy. See here, existing container if you want to use, you can use, or else you can select new container. Okay, so I don't want to use new one. I want to use existing one, which is available inside of the Kubernetes. Okay, I want to deploy Nginx. See here, Nginx latest. Nginx latest is there. Go down here, environment variables. If you want to set any environment variables, you can set here. Here, key value, okay, value. If you want to set anything, you can set anything. You can remove this, not required. So click on, if you want to add any containers here, you can add containers. Right? If you want to add any containers, you can add, or else you can leave this as it is. Okay. Click on continue. Now, Nginx one is, application name is Nginx one. Now, this is application name is Nginx one, namespace default, it is taken. So if you want to give any name, you can give labels, application Nginx one. Okay. So if you want to check the YAML for Nginx, click on view YAML. This is the YAML, right? So backend there will be YAML. Without YAML, you cannot create any applications, right? Backend there will be YAML. If you want to use that, you can use. If you want to edit that, you can edit. Okay. Now, so cluster one. This is the cluster name is cluster one. Okay. US Central C. Click on deploy. Now Nginx is deployed. It will take a few seconds to complete this. Now it is showing red, right? So it will take a few seconds to complete that. Once it is complete, it will show you green color. Does not have minimum availability. It will take a few seconds to clear this. Crash load back off. And ఏంటంటే ఎందుకు వస్తాడు why it will get normally. మీరు చూసి ఉంటారు errors. Crash load back ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? మీరు నేను ఒకటి చూపించారు కదా ఏంటది? Yesterday మీరు ఒకటి చెప్పారు. Image pull back off, right? సో ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? ఇది ఎందుకు వస్తుంది అంటే crash loop back off అంటే హార్డ్ ఇష్యూ ఉన్నప్పుడు వస్తుంది. హార్డ్ ఇష్యూ ఉన్నప్పుడు హార్డ్ రీబూట్ అయిపోయినా, హార్డ్ డౌన్ అయినా, హార్డ్ డిలీట్ అయినా ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే. Okay, that is coming right. So do one more deployment I perform quickly. So maybe it will activate or not. We'll see that. Deploy. Test one. That's 2 I'm giving here. Deploy. This one is created. Earlier one gave some errors. Click on this. First deployment is giving some error due to some issue. Maybe backend there will be some issue. Okay, now, so deployment is created here. Second one, Nginx 2 is successfully deployed, right? So now if you want to access this, if you want to expose outside world, okay, my deployment the application created. How to expose this, right? So in that case, what we will do, open this deployment. This is the deployment, right? So click on service ingress. Click on ingress. One second. Applications. We have application. Open cluster. Service ingress. Click on this. Wait to print it. Yeah. See here, one expose option is there. One expose option is there. So from here you can go, or else we have more actions. One tab is there. Okay. Click on this more actions. So what we are doing now, we are exposing to outside world. I want to access this application from outside world. Okay. So here we have 3 dots, which is more actions. Click on this. Click on actions. Expose. Click on expose. I want to expose this application. So service type. Click on this. We need to select load balancer. So creates a load balancer with external IP address. Okay. Select this. Expose. So once we expose this, what will happen here? This will be exposed to outside world. So click on service ingress. One ingress will be created. See here, creating service endpoints. Create of the service. If you want to expose, we'll create one service type. The same way, we create one service. Now we are creating service endpoints. Once we create this, we can access from outside world. Now it is created here. External load balancer is enabled. Okay. So click on this service. Once we click on this, now if you want to access this from outside world, go down here. External endpoints. One IP is there here. External endpoints. Right. So click on this IP. The page will be open. Click on this. Right. So this is the way we can test it out. Normally, any application you can deploy on the Kubernetes. Not only Nginx, if you want to deploy Jenkins, if you want to deploy any other applications, you can deploy. Clear? And any questions? Online, yes, any questions? So in GUI side, we work on, if you want to deploy any applications, we work like this. We deploy the application using navigations and deploy. In G Cloud also, shell also we can deploy same command line. Okay. And also, I'll show you one more thing. For example, click on workloads. Now you want to deploy some application, major application. For example, Jenkins. Okay. Click on deploy. Yeah. Click on applications. Okay. So deploy from marketplace. You can select this. Deploy from marketplace. Click on this. Here we have different applications. Whatever application you want to deploy, you can deploy this. We have so many applications available. Here you can search as Jenkins. See here, this is Jenkins application. So if you want to deploy this Jenkins, you can select this Jenkins. Configure. Once we click on configure, it will be deployed. It will take some time. Jenkins will take nearly 10 minutes to deploy. Okay, you can try your own if you want to try. Okay, so or else when we discuss about GCP, I'll show you. We'll go deep dive. Okay, I'm just giving overview about this. In GUI side, how to create, how to configure applications. GUI side. Okay, so I just gave you overview of this. When we discuss about project, we'll go again deep dive. Even though in Jenkins, in GCP, when we discuss about GCP platform, we'll discuss something about this. Any questions, anyone up to here? Clear? GA platform, GA ko theriyali. There are startup companies, they are using GA, they are not using CLI. So major companies like Capgemini, TCS, Wipro, they are using CLI, KUBERNETEES. But some companies, they are using GK, Google Cloud Engine, which is a GUI. We want to delete this cluster quickly and let us go to some troubleshooting part. Cluster, once you delete the cluster, it will delete nodes, configurations, everything. Okay. It will take some time. Okay, you can leave as this. Let us go to troubleshooting part. So I'll give you some troubleshooting details, like what are the issues we face in real-time projects. Okay, I'll give you overview, so you can try your own. You can try your own in your console. I'll give you overview. Okay, troubleshootings, different troubleshootings. Yeah. Fine. So let us go this troubleshootings. Yeah, in this session, so troubleshooting resolution. So these are the things normally, generally we face issues in real time. Sudden jumps in load. First one is sudden jumps in load. So pods, sudden jumps will be happen. Okay. Scale, sudden scale also happen. Sudden jumps means automatically load will be increased sometimes. That time pods will jump suddenly, right? That is one way. Next, crash loop back off. We discussed already in this GUI. So whenever the pod is not available, pod is down, pod is deleted, pod is rebooted, we'll get this crash loop back off. So you delete one pod, you can try that. So when you enable auto healing, automatically it will recreate. So if you are not enable that, so it will be down. 0 by 1 it will show you. Crash loop back means 1 by 1 it will not show you. The pod status will be 0 by 1 it will show. Means there is some issue with the pod. Okay, that is one thing. And then rollbacks. Rollbacks means what will happen? Normally when we deploy the applications, okay, once we deploy the application, there is some issue with the application. So we need to roll back that. We need to roll back to previous stage. By the time we use rollbacks, I'll show you that. Okay, and SSH secure shell to connect one part to other part, or else one part, it will show you SSH. So home killed. This is also one more troubleshooting. I'll show you this logs. How to check logs for this? Okay, we'll go one by one. Sudden jumps in load scale. What is this? So sometimes there can be a sudden jumps in load. You may be notified about this if you track the success rate of your service. Okay, see here. In this scenario, you have two choices. Whenever sudden jumps happen, రెండు choices ఉంటాయి. ఏం choice ఉంటాయి అంటే either increase CPU following similar steps as you use for memory allocation, increase number of instances for your pods, CPU increase చేసుకోవచ్చు, pods you can increase, or else replicas you can increase. Sudden jumps వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా జరుగుతుందండి. ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఆటో హీలింగ్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంది. సో ఇట్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ ఆటోమేటికల్, or else manually also we can increase the deployments using kubectl scale deployment and my deployment replicas. You can increase that. Real time is issues. I have collected some issues. Okay, next, in case of you are increasing the number of replicas to 5, if you track the number of requests per second beforehand, then you will have the how many instances for extra requests if you use. Okay, fine. So auto scaling will automatically add them. Horizontal pod auto scaler. Okay, so auto scaling will take care. So manually, if you want to increase replicas, you can increase. So this is one type of issue. You can read that. You can go to blogs. You will get more details about this. You can blog yesterday. Kubernetes.io lo we have blogs. Our blogs ఏంటంటే, for example, you and me, whoever working on Kubernetes engineers will update the blogs. Okay, so those are very important. So in initial days in my career, when I started my career, by the time I followed the blogs, I easily cracked the entry when I switched to Kubernetes. Okay, so you can follow the blogs. In that you will get this type of issues. Okay, second one is crash loop back off. Okay, so what is this? So in general, you may have monitoring tool like CloudWatch, Grafana and WhatsApp Gold. These are the monitoring tools. So when any pod issue observed, we have any pod issue or any pod is rebooted, anything, so we'll get notified through some emails, because this CloudWatch, Grafana, WhatsApp Gold, these are the monitoring tools which will monitor our clusters, cluster monitoring. So console, not console monitoring, not other monitoring, cluster monitoring. Okay, so once it is monitored, any issues, it will send it across to the groups, our groups in real time. Normally it will not send individuals. Alerting system will configure to the groups. So in our team we have one group, Devops group, okay, cloud group, build and release group, like that. So that groups we can configure here. So it will send alerts to groups only. Even though in the group, managers will be there, directors will be there, everyone can able to see that alert. Whoever working on the sheet, he will take care of the request. If it is a major issue, P1 ticket will be opened. P1 ticket means priority 1 ticket. So by the time architects, managers will join into the bridge call to resolve the issue. Because if the cluster is down, our pod is down, our node is down, some escalations will be happening. Still application will run, right? So if the pod is down, we have to be very careful. Maybe chances to down entire cluster. So we need to resolve as soon as possible. Okay. Yeah. So here this monitoring tools will monitor and it will send it across the alerts, whatever alerts generated by the time. So we have to involve into that. Okay. So when the problem is crash to back off, see here, your pod is starting, crashing, starting again, and then crashing again. These are the steps. These are the things we have to identify. Crash అయ్యే ముందు ఎలా వస్తుంది లేదా రీబూట్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి లో బ్యాకప్ వస్తుంది. సో అవన్నీ ఎక్కడ నుంచి చెక్ చేస్తున్నాం? వేర్ వి చెక్ దట్ యూజింగ్ లాగ్స్, ఈవెంట్స్. మీరు డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తారనుకోండి పాడ్ ని, యూ విల్ గెట్ ఆల్ దిస్. ఆర్ యూ కెన్ చెక్ లాగ్స్ యూజింగ్ లాగ్ కమాండ్. యూ కెన్ చెక్ ఆల్ లాగ్స్. బై ద టైమ్ యూ కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై. ఓకే. Yeah, see here your pod is starting, crashing, starting again and crashing again, then your service will not return. Okay, so if you are receiving this any type of errors, this can be a indication of a performance problem, your pod performance problem. So whenever pod is giving this error, obviously application also will be impacted, right? So still we have replicas, but there may be chances to crash everything. So that is why initial stage we have to rectify the issue. Okay. So for example, real time lo oka physical server undi. Everyone cannot understand Telugu, right? Section is there, I cannot understand. I'll explain in English. So for example, we have local data center in our office. We have physical servers in local data center. In the physical servers, number of drives will be there. Hard drives. Okay, so that hard drive is configured in RAID controller. RAID means one concept, that is fault tolerance, like replicas. Okay, for example, one hard drive is failed, our data will not be lost, other hard drives will take care automatically. But one drive is failed, by the time we have to alert, we have to involve into that. We'll get notified through emails. So one drive is failed, error is coming, red alerts will come. By the time we have to involve. Otherwise, what will happen? Second drive also will be failed. If you wait for some days, okay, second drive also will be failed. By the time there may be chances to lose the data. That is why we have to be very careful whenever we got these errors. Immediately we have to resolve. If auto healing is there, it will resolve automatically. Sometimes it will throw errors while auto healing. Okay. By the time you have to involve. ఎలా రిజాల్వ్ చేయాలి అంటే ఫస్ట్ మీకు ఆటో హీలింగ్ లో క్రియేట్ అయిపోయింది, రీక్రియేట్ అయింది అనుకోండి, ఇట్స్ ఫైన్. లేదు అంటే మీరు లాగ్స్ చెక్ చేస్తారు. లాగ్స్ చెక్ చేసి ఒక రీక్రియేషన్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది కన్సోల్ లో. లైసెన్సింగ్ వర్షన్ లో రీక్రియేషన్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. క్లిక్ చేస్తారంటే సో అది స్టోరేజ్ నుంచి తీసుకునే రీక్రియేషన్ విల్ వర్క్. సింపుల్ అండి. క్యూబర్నెటిస్ లో వర్క్ చేసే వాళ్ళు ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే ఒక్కసారి క్యూబర్నెటిస్ క్లస్టర్ బిల్డ్ చేస్తాము అంటే ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ గివ్ ఎనీ ఎరర్స్. ఓన్లీ మానిటరింగ్ పార్ట్ ఉంటుంది. సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఏంటంటే మనం అడిషనల్ నోడ్స్ యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు, సో అడిషనల్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ వస్తున్నప్పుడు, అడిషనల్ అప్లికేషన్స్ వస్తున్నప్పుడు మనకు వర్క్ ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో అదర్వైజ్ క్యూబర్నెటిస్ మీద జాబ్ అయితే చాలా కూల్గా ఉంటుంది. మీకు ఎస్కలేషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడే ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతారు. ఓకే. ఎక్కడ నేను పాడ్స్ టర్మినేట్ చేస్తాం మనం. డిలీట్ చేసుకుంటాం. స్టార్ట్ అవ్వలేదు మొబైల్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇందాక మనం ఏం చేసాం, we created one application, Nginx application. By the time loop back off వచ్చింది అంటే పాడ్లో ఇష్యూ వచ్చింది. అంటే మీరు డిప్లాయ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇష్యూ ఉండొచ్చు, అదర్ టైం కూడా ఇష్యూస్ రావచ్చు. సో అలా వచ్చినప్పుడు మీరు రీక్రియేషన్ చేయాలి. అప్లికేషన్ స్టేజ్లోనే ఎర్రర్ వస్తే రీక్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. సో అలా కాకుండా మిడిల్లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, లైవ్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇష్యూ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనకి రీక్రియేషన్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది మాన్యువల్గా, లేదా మనకి ఆటో హీలింగ్ ఉంటుంది. అది ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తే రీక్రియేషన్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఆటో హీలింగ్ చెప్పాను కదా, ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ ఎడిషన్ లో ఉంటుందండి. అది చెక్ మార్క్ పెడతాం అంతే, మనం ఏం చెయ్యం. చెక్ మార్క్ పెడితే ఆటో హీలింగ్ ఎనేబుల్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, అదేం చేస్తుంది, ఒక పాడ్ డౌన్ అయినా ఒక కంటైనర్ డౌన్ అయినా ఆటో హీల్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఇట్ విల్ ఆటో హీల్, ఇట్ విల్ రీక్రియేట్ ఆటోమేటిక్. సో అది జరిగినప్పుడు మనం మాన్యువల్ గా టచ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే,
ఈ కేసు నార్మల్లీ వాట్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ certain number of instances running depending on workload. You need to have certain number of instances, but the number is not matched. Then we get this అప్పుడు
లూప్ బ్యాక్ వస్తుంది. అలా కదండి, లూప్ బ్యాక్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుందంటే మనకి పాడ్ లో ఇష్యూ వచ్చినప్పుడే వస్తుంది.
Normally we will have to you will want to have these certain number of instances running. లోడ్ సైజ్ బట్టి మనం మినిమం నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ కావాలన్నప్పుడు ఆ మినిమం నెంబర్ మ్యాచ్ అయినప్పుడు మనకు అలర్ట్ గెట్ అలర్ట్. సో ఆ కేస్ లో హౌ డు
if the minimum number is not matched then alert will be up. సో యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే మీకు ఇక్కడ ఆల్ అబౌట్ లోడ్ అండి, లోడ్ ఉంటుంది. సో డిఫరెంట్ వే ఉంటుంది. పాడ్ ఇష్యూ వస్తాకి సో మెనీ రీజన్స్ ఉంటాయి. అంటే మీకు లోడ్ ఇష్యూ రావచ్చు, లేదంటే నార్మల్లీ యూ వాంట్ టు హ్యావ్ అలర్ట్ సర్టెన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ రన్నింగ్ డిపెండింగ్ అపాన్ ద. అంటే అక్కడ కూడా ఇష్యూ రావచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే మీకు ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడైనా మీకు ఓవర్లోడ్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి పాడ్, ఓకే, సో దానికి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ సరిపోవట్లేదు. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఈ ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. లూప్ బ్యాక్ ఆఫ్ మీకు పాడ్ రీస్టార్ట్ అయిపోయినా వస్తుంది, క్రాష్ అయినా వస్తుంది. సో క్రాషింగ్ అయ్యే స్టేజ్లోనే వస్తుంది. సో నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాచ్ కానప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే రెప్లికా సింక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటాం. రెప్లికా సింక్రీజ్ చేస్తాం అంతే. అంటే మనం ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తే ఆటో స్కేలింగ్ అదే చేసుకుంటుందండి. ఆటో స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి, whenever the cluster is receiving more hits, by the time automatically it will increase. సో అది జరిగినప్పుడే ఈ ఇష్యూస్ వస్తాయి. ఆటో స్కేలింగ్ జరగలేదు అనుకోండి ఈ ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తాయి. అప్పుడు మాన్యువల్ గా చేసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది, రైట్? Yeah, simply put, if your kubectl get pods command gives you the following output. మీరు ఈ కమాండ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే you will get ఇది కమాండ్ అండి, మన నార్మల్ గా జనరల్ కమాండ్. పార్ట్స్ ని చెక్ చేసినప్పుడు 1 by 1, 0 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3 వస్తాయి కదా. సో సేమ్ మీకు అవుట్పుట్ ఎలా వస్తుంది అంటే ఇలా వస్తుంది. సో హియర్ 1 by 1 అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ హెల్దీ, రైట్? 0 by 1 అంటే నాట్ హెల్దీ, నాట్ రీచబుల్, నాట్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ. సో క్రాష్ ని లూప్ బ్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఇలా వస్తాం. సో ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో we have to involve and we have to troubleshoot. Okay,
నాకు చాలా పెండింగ్ స్టాటస్ కొన్ని పెండింగ్స్ వచ్చినాయి, కొన్ని కంటైనర్ కొన్ని టర్మినేషన్స్ ఇంకా సింక్రీజ్ చేసాం కదా. అన్నొకటే ఎర్రర్ వస్తే డిఫాల్ట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఎర్రర్స్.
సార్ రీక్రియేట్ చేయండి అప్లికేషన్ రీక్రియేట్ చేయండి. అక్కడ మిస్టేక్ చేశారు, somewhere you may did mistakes, some mistake. Okay, so మళ్ళీ రీక్రియేట్ చేసి చూడండి. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ రోల్బ్యాక్స్. రోల్బ్యాక్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇఫ్ ఏ రీసెంట్ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ కాజెస్ ఇష్యూస్, వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫాస్టెస్ట్ అండ్ ఈజియెస్ట్ వేస్ టు రెమెడీ దిస్ బై యూజింగ్ రోల్బ్యాక్స్. అంటే మీకు ఒక రోల్ బ్యాక్ యాక్టివిటీ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఒక డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ జరిగినప్పుడు మీకు ఇష్యూస్ వచ్చాయనుకోండి, సో ఆ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ రోల్ బ్యాక్ కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ కమాండ్ టు సీ ద డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ హిస్టరీ. దిస్ ద కమాండ్. సో kubectl రోల్ బ్యాక్ హిస్టరీ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ మై డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ అంటే మీకు ఇలా హిస్టరీ వస్తుంది. ఈ హిస్టరీలో మీరు దీస్ ఆర్ ది వర్షన్స్, మీరు ఏ వర్షన్స్ కి చేంజ్ చేయాలంటే ప్రీవియస్ వర్షన్ చేంజ్ అవ్వచ్చు. అది ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతారంటే ఇది కమాండ్ అండి. kubectl రోల్ అవుట్ undo deployment my deployment to version 3. This is the version 3. Previous versions కి వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. ఒక స్నాప్షాట్ చేస్తాం, సర్వర్ ఇష్యూ వచ్చింది, రివర్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా స్నాప్షాట్, ద సేమ్ వే. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ ది రోల్ బ్యాక్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ SSH. If you want to SSH any pods, so this is a command. kubectl execute -it my pod name. This is a pod name, pod, okay, space sh, okay, means you can SSH the pod. So home killed, so ఇది కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. సెక్యూర్ షెల్ అండి, సెక్యూర్ షెల్ కనెక్ట్ టు ద pod. Okay, home kill. If you have Grafana WhatsApp gold monitoring tool 2 in your Kubernetes cluster and have created rules identifies when pod become consistently unavailable, it sends notifications via automated phone call or so different alerting system you can configure. Phone call కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంది మనకి, లేదా ఈమెయిల్స్ వస్తాయి, SMS కూడా కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, యా, ఇఫ్ యూ రన్ kubectl get pods, అక్కడ మనం చెక్ చేసుకోవచ్చు pod is being restarted, okay, or else pod is not reachable, right? So all these things you can check using this same command. kubectl describe pod name -n and namespace name. If you provide that, it will show you all the details about your pod. Okay, this is the output. Like this, we'll get this output. State is running state, and last state is terminated. Reason home killed. Okay, started this time, finished this time, restart count is 7. Like this it will show. Okay, so when a pod reaches its memory limit, yeah, ఇలా మనకు ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి, మెమరీ లీక్ వస్తుంది, బగ్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, సో మనం మెమరీ లీక్ వచ్చినా, మెమరీ లిమిట్ వచ్చినా, మనం ఆటో హీలింగ్ లో రిప్లికాస్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే అనేది రిజాల్వ్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇది ఒక హోమ్ కిల్ అనేది ఒక ఎర్రర్ అండి. అది వచ్చినప్పుడు మీరు సో సేమ్ కమాండ్ యూజ్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ చెక్ చేసి పార్ట్స్ చెక్ చేస్తాం, రైట్? సో తర్వాత డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తాం, అవుట్పుట్ అనేది ఇలా వస్తుంది, దాన్ని బట్టి మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ లాగ్స్, మనకు లాగ్స్, హౌ టు చెక్ లాగ్స్. ఓకే, kubectl గెట్ లాగ్స్ పాడ్ నేమ్. మీకు పాడ్ నేమ్ ఇస్తే మీ లాగ్స్ అన్ని చెక్ చేసుకుంటాం, లాగ్స్ బట్టి ట్రబుల్ షూట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. Someone asking some question here. Queries in AI. Okay, sure. You are not understanding, right? Yeah, got it. Fine. So I'll provide you this document. Okay, this document I'll provide you. Don't worry about it. So this six types I'll provide you document today. You can go through that. You will understand. You can execute these commands, whatever commands I give you. That commands available in the document. Okay, you can execute. You can work on this troubleshooting. If you face any issues, we'll see that again. Okay. Fine. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start working on Terraform. Okay, Malli Mano. So again, we'll discuss this in projects. We'll go deep dive. Again, we'll discuss in GCP one more time. We don't go deep dive. In the project, we'll go deep dive. Okay, fine. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start working on Terraform. Terraform also will take 6 to 7 sessions. That is also an important tool. We'll go deep dive. Fine. Any questions, anyone? All in, guys.
We share the today documents.
Project. APACHE TOMCAT CLCD completely will work on it. Okay. First project cover. Second project Kubernetes. Yeah.
Sir,
go ahead.
In a document, sir. Kubernetes document. Comments document.
Yeah. I'll send it across. Documentation. I'll send it across. where to see auto healing. Auto healing in GA I showed you, right? Auto, yeah. Actually, that will be available in production environments. Okay. So if possible, I'll show you my production console. Possibility to choose production console. Okay. In that, we can check that auto. Okay. Fine. So we stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll start TERRAFORM. Okay. Fine. Thank you all.
container creation.